What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Greg Napier. For those who may not know who I am, formerly known as Greg, or not formerly known, aka Greg Said. And I want to tell you where I got that from. I got that from my first mentor, and I don't mind giving a shout out. That's my boy Cedric Harris over there in Tampa, Florida. Some years ago, he coined a hashtag called Said. And so I said, well, if he can go by Said, I can go by Greg Said. So that's how I came up with the hashtag Greg Said. That was one of the beginning moments of me branding myself and marketing me. And whenever I use the hashtag Greg Said, you'll be able to go and find some of my past articles, videos, any information that I've put out on the internet, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever I go, that hashtag goes with me, whether I'm online or offline. So this way, when somebody sees me on offline, I can say, hey, if the best way you want to contact me and find out a little bit more about me, just go to Greg Said. They'll be like, what do you mean Greg Said? Well, that's my hashtag. What's a hashtag? Then I explain to them what a hashtag, if they don't know, that creates a conversation. So I'm always marketing. That's not the type, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. I was actually looking at my hashtag when I was looking at some other information. I said, you know what, just let me talk to them a few seconds about Greg Said. If this is your first time viewing me, type of one in. If this is your second or third time, just let me know what it is. Share this out with some of your friends and your family. What I'm going to share with you in these next few minutes here is vitally important, and everyone needs it. And when I share the statistics with you, it's gonna be startling, because when they were shared with me, I mean, it just blew me away. And these are current and up to date statistics, not something that's 2 years old, 3 years old. This is 2020. This is 2020 right now, and we got a few weeks left. The day is I think it's the 14th. Yeah, the day is the 14th. We got a few weeks left before we'll be in 2021, and we got a lot of people talking about, they be glad when 2020 is over. This has been a rough, 2020. What it has been is it has been the year of the unexpected. Now y'all can take that if you want. 2020 for me, 2020 has been the year of the unexpected. I didn't expect a lot of things to take place. But as I was taught years ago when I was in the Marine Corps, you have to adapt, overcome, and adjust and improvise. So what I've been doing is I've been adapting, I've been overcoming, I've been adjusting and improvising throughout this pandemic. That's going to be my public service announcement that I want to share with you. But I want to be real transparent to let you know that when I started this journey, repairing my credit, it was a long and tedious journey. I had no idea what I was doing. I remember, and I'm not going to mention the name of the company that I had gone to, and I spent an enormous amount of money with no results. But I was green and I didn't understand what was actually taking place. But here's what I know: I wanted my credit repaired, and I wanted my credit repaired at whatever cost. But when I paid the money to the company, and I saw late 6, 8 months later very little results, I was like, you know what? I'm wasting money, and this is a lot of money. And now I got to be talking to my wife, and my wife is like, okay, this is a lot of money. There got to be a different way. So fast forward, I kept looking around, and I came across a company where I was able to learn how to actually fix my credit myself. Now I know there's a bunch of people out here who claim that they can do it, and there are a lot of people says no. You got to know this and you got to know that. Here's what I'll know. Documentation is better than conversation. Results speak louder than words. And so I'll tell you that right off the bat, I am not a credit repair agent, nor do I have a license to repair people's credit. I'm not. This is nothing about that. This is just me, Greg Napier, coming to you from my home here, explaining to you what I did to repair my credit and what I'm doing right now to repair my wife's credit. And my wife's credit was worse than mine. But when I started, mine was in the low sixes. It was a process, but now they're in the high sevens, and then we were able to refinance our home, put some money back at the refinance, for a lower interest rate. And as a result of that, we took the money out and then we reinvested the money back into our home instead of taking that money and going and buying something new. That's for another conversation on another date. I just want to give you a basic backdrop of it doesn't take a rocket science to do this. What it takes is perseverance, consistency, commitment, and involvement. Perseverance, consistency, commitment, and involvement. Stay involved, stay committed, stay consistent, stay persistent. One of my famous writers quote is from a guy named Og Mandino. And he says, this is one of his quotes. He has several quotes, but I really like this one. He says, I will persist until I succeed. Well, I got tired of getting fed a whole bunch of garbage. And so I went and started doing some research. And like I said, I came across this company, and then they actually had a program that would show me how to actually repair my credit myself. Woo! And I'm going to tell you, it's a step-by-step process. And I actually accomplished that goal. Like I said, not only did I accomplish the goal and bring my credit out of the toilet, I was able to refinance the house, lower the interest rate. We had an interest rate of 6.75, almost 7%. But with the current credit score that I had at the time, I couldn't do nothing about it. No bank was going to touch me. No finance company was like, no, we can't help you, sir. And I knew that. So I had to go to work. And I went to work. I put my head down. I went to work. As a result, now we were able to refinance the home. Now the interest rate we have is 2.65. We were able to pull money out at the closing. The value of the house went up 20-something percent, which added $80,000 to the equity of our home. That's because of working on my credit. You can talk all this talk you want about cash is king, but credit is king as well. And you need a combination of both of them. So as a result of that, we were able to paint the home on the outside, put gutter guards around, guaranteed for the life of the home, put a driveway in where it took 28 yards of concrete. Now you can do the math. We had an asphalt driveway. Now we have a concrete driveway. When the weather gets better, for those who haven't seen it, or you can go out and see some of my previous videos of where I showed it from start to finish, from the time they cut it to the time they finish it and everything in the middle. Because I was very proud of the fact that I had put my head down, and come hell or high water, I was going to improve my credit. I got tired of listening to all these people talking about I can do this and I can charge you this and that and on and on. I put my head down and I improved my credit myself. Yes, by being consistent, persevering, committed, and involved. I stayed with it. I was just like what Mandino said, I will persist until I succeed. And there ain't a whole lot to the credit that people try to make you think. You got a lot of people, I see it online every day. You got to do this, you got to do that. No, don't listen to this, blah, blah, blah. I wiped out all of that noise and followed the guidelines that was right in front of me. And I took the step-by-step process and I fixed my credit. And again, if you're watching this, I am not a credit repair agent. I don't work for any credit repair company. I'm not a credit restorationist. I am just a plain American citizen who got sick and tired of having bad credit. And I wanted to do something about it. Now you have to decide that you're sick and tired of having bad credit and you want to do something about it. I got some notes here I want to share with you. Did you know that 68 million Americans have bad credit? 68 million. That's a lot. Now, I'm going to share with you 5 different components of some research that I did because I wanted to have numbers because people lie all day, but numbers never lie. People lie all the time, every time they open their mouth, but numbers don't lie. 1 + 1 has been 2 ever since I was old enough to know what 1 + 1 was. So let me read to you here. 40 million of those Americans, check this out. Now, 68 million of them have bad credit. 40 million of them have an error or two on their credit. That's a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. 40 million Americans have an error on their credit. And then it went on to say in the statistics that this is a $3 billion industry. 3 with a B. That's why you got all these people coming out because the people, the vultures who know that there's 68 million people have bad credit. They're coming out. Everybody got this program, that program. I can do this way, sideways, upside down, and all these other little foolish little tricks when you can really do it. And it's really a 5 to 6 step process that you can do yourself for real. Yeah, you can do it yourself. But in order for you to do it yourself, you have to have discipline and you have to stay consistent and you have to be totally involved and committed. I didn't need that in my notes to share that with you because I was totally consistent. I was totally persistent. I was totally committed and I was definitely involved. Yes. But I kept my head to the plow. And I did and there are some other things that I did along the way, but I knew that if I took care of my credit, I could take care of everything else. And everything else started falling in line. It was amazing. It was amazing. But here's the part that a lot of people didn't know. It says 79% of those disputed errors got taken care of successfully. I don't know about y'all, ladies and gentlemen, but these numbers are phenomenal. And the reason I wanted to come out and share this with you is because I'm going to be doing a workshop coming up January the 5th, and I want to pay it forward. And so I got a link in the description, and it's nothing that you have to spend no money on. No, you can leave your checkbook at home, leave your purse at home, leave whatever you thinking, leave that at home. This is just a survey so I can get a snapshot, so I can know exactly what it is that you need help with, so I can walk you step by step and show you how and what I did to repair my credit. Yeah, yeah. So all you have to do is take the survey. Take the survey. That's going to start January the 5th. So you get to start the new year off and working and having a clean slate. And if you're one of those people that says, I've been wanting to learn how to do my credit. You got all these different programs out here. You got these people charging this money. But let me give you a breakdown on why people are charging this money is because they're taking advantage of people who really don't know. Your credit pie, and you can see that in the description somewhere on my page on how I break down. There are only 5 components to your credit. 5. 35% is your payment history. 30% is the credit utilization. 10% is new credit. The other 10% is mixed credit, and 15% is your credit history. But here's where you don't, and see, this is what the credit people are not going to tell you. Everybody starts out with 300, just breathing. Now to get the remainder of it is 550. That will take you to, if you add 550 to 300, that'll give you an 850 credit score. But you don't need an 850 credit score to get everything you need to get. An excellent credit score is 750. Can you get 7 to 750? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is it easy? I mean, is it simple? Easy. You can do it. You got to stay consistent. But you got to know what's going down. So even if you went and said, well, you know what, Greg, I don't want to do all that stuff. I'd just rather pay the money. But here's the deal that you don't understand. You go pay the money to whatever credit agency you go to, they can only take care of 35% of your credit. And that's it. They can't do nothing with the other 65. And you can have anybody that comes on here that calls themselves a credit repair, restoration guru, whatever. They know for a fact that they can't do anything about that 65%. But they're not going to tell you that because they want to get your money. Because if they could do something about it, they would do it, but they know they can't. Credit utilization is basically the amount of money that you owe. Okay, you've gone through and wiped off all that can be wiped off of your credit. That raises your credit score up. That's the 35% of your score. Okay, now what? You still got bills that you got to pay, right? You got balances on there. The key is to pay your bill. This is two components I'm gonna share with you. Pay your bills on time, pay your bills on time, and don't be late. I just said that. Pay your bills on time. Pay them on time. I said pay them on time and don't be late. Same thing. But the ultimate deal is not just paying them on time, it's paying them off. So if you got a $5,000 bill and you've been paying the minimum on that bill, you owe it to yourself to figure out how you can add some additional money to that and pay the bill off. Every time you pay the bill off, it raises your credit. If you got a credit card and you got a $5,000 limit on it, $5,000 on it, and you maxed it out to you maxed it out to 5,000. Guess what? You just killed your credit utilization. Your 30%, you just killed it. So what did the credit repair company do? They can't. They don't have anything to do over your discipline. They don't have nothing to do with that. That 30%, you just killed it. You just killed it. I'm gonna share all of that in the credit workshop on how you can maintain and always stay stable. And you don't have to worry about nothing. If you're disciplined enough to say, I'm cleaning up my credit and I'm never going to return back to where I was before, you can do that. See, don't let nobody fool you and think, well, yeah, that's what you heard that Greg guy tell you over there. Don't believe him. Okay, well, I took my credit score from a 600 in the low sixes to the high 750s. I took my wife's credit, which was when we started was in the 400s. Now it's in the high sixes, almost sevens. Now, the same process and principles I use for me, I'm using for her. And we're monitoring it and applying the strategies right now. Yeah. Praise report is coming real soon. And it's going to probably come way before 2021 because this thing is happening. Because there's one little key strategy that if you use this one little secret, it'll boost your credit and you ain't got to go out and pay no money. I seen the advertisement. Yeah, I paid this money and Experian boost my credit up 15 points. Okay, that's one credit agency, and you pay money to do that when you could apply this one principle with your bills. See, nobody talks about the 30% or actually the 65% of the whole 100 because they can only deal with the 35. And they can show you how to send the dispute letters off, how to do this, how to tell the credit bureaus this stuff is not mine, and you go through the process and you dispute it and you take everything off that doesn't belong to you. That's a beautiful world. But what about the other 65%? They can't help you with that. Only person can help you with that 65% is you, the man or woman looking in the mirror. So if you want to be part of that select group of people that I'm going to be paying it forward to, and I'm only going to work with 5 people. I can only work with 5 people because it's a lot of intense work. And again, I'm not a credit repair agent. I don't work for a credit repair company. No, I'm not a licensed credit repair person, but I can help and show you how to repair your credit. Yeah, I can do that. I can give you advice and show you how to repair your credit, and that's not breaking the law. And the same principles and guidelines that I use to repair mine and improve my credit score, right along with what I'm doing for my wife, I can do for you. Yeah. I don't need a license to do that. I don't need a license to do that. No. So if that's something that you want to do and you feel like, hey, Greg, you know what? I'm tired of my stuff being in the toilet. I promise you, I am just so tired of this. I don't know what to do. Hey, join the club. I was that person. I had a lot of heartache and pain, but now I sleep real good at night. I sleep. Let me tell you, because I was reading, so I had to have my glasses on. And I'm 62 now, so I had to use these bad boys for reading, and that's okay. I'm not apologizing, but I could read some things without it. Everyone wants good credit. Don't let nobody fool you. Everyone wants good credit. I was one of those one, and I fell in the 68 million people category. And yes, there were errors on my credit. Yes, but like the statistic says, 79% of them people who go through the credit process get that erroneous mess taken off. But you can't put your head in the sand and be like the ostrich and think it's going to go away. It's not. You're going to have to be persistent, consistent, all in, and committed. At the end, you win, and then you'll be able to do the things. If you've never owned a home before and you're renting and you have the desire to own a home, you owe it to yourself to repair your credit. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you can afford to pay $1,000 to $1,500 in rent, you can own a home. The only thing that's holding you back is one, your credit might be jacked up, and two, might be self-doubt. You might not believe that you can do it. And then the other part might be, well, you don't want to do it. Well, you don't want to do it because you're letting fear grip you. You can wipe the fear away. And the only reason fear is gripping you is because nobody has showed you properly how to correct your credit. And you haven't been willing to take the first step and says, you know what? I'm tired of this. This is getting ready to be 2021 and I don't want to keep going down this road. Well, if you want to be one of the ones that I show how to do it, you can be that one. If you want to be the one, be still a part of this 68 million, then stay over there with the 68 million. I'm just gonna encourage you and say, look, pull your head out of the sand. Listen to what I'm telling you. Let somebody help you repair your credit so you can be a homeowner, so you can get a low interest rate whatever you do. So when you go to apply for something, you already know that you approved. When the man came when we was going to get gutter guards on our home, I asked him, what's the minimum credit score? What's the minimum score you look? He said 650. I said, we approved. He said, well, how do you know? And I said, you said 650. I said, we approved. How do you know that? I ain't even ran a credit report. Which credit agency do you use? He told me. I said, we approved. Because I'm on top of the game of looking at my credit. I knew what my credit. So if somebody come and ask me what my credit score is, I know what it is, up to date. If I ask you what your credit score, because I've asked several people this and they don't know, they'll say, oh, I think it's this, or I think it's that. You know why I know they're saying that? Because I was that person. Because I was embarrassed. I didn't want people to know I had a bad credit score. I had a great job for all those years. I had a jacked up credit score. And I didn't want people to know it. And you may be like that too. But now I'm proud to tell you that my credit score is great. And I can tell you what my credit score is to the number. I can tell you what my wife's current credit score is to the number. So fill out the survey, become one of the 5, and let's get this thing started so you can be a testimony and come out and say, hey, I didn't know a whole lot about this credit game, but I listened to this young man and he walked us step by step, and now our credit is out of the toilet and now we can see ourselves through. That is a wonderful feeling. So ladies and gentlemen, listen, I just want to say thank you very much for spending this time with me. I know that you could have been anywhere. I just wanted to share. Stay tuned for my video, my Facebook Live tomorrow, where I'm going to be talking about a few more things that's got to do with credit and why credit is definitely king. And you owe it to yourself to know more about your credit. Share this out. God bless you and have a great and phenomenal morning, evening, or afternoon, depending on when you're viewing this broadcast, because you could be viewing this broadcast at any given time. Right now, it's Eastern Standard Time for me in the evening, but by the time you view it, it might be morning, afternoon. I don't know. God bless you, and I look forward to chatting with you.